So yeah, I mean, location did play a big part of me going here. I mean, I live 8 minutes away. I have so many ways to go to school. I can take my bike. If I'm really in a pinch, I can walk. Sometimes I get a ride from, Lucas Ellis or whatever. Oftentimes I take the bus or the train. So it's just no big deal for me to get here. And I see the other kids that come from other neighborhoods like Beverly or Northwest Indiana. It takes them a million years to get here, and that was never a problem for me. And I thought that was really nice. And so yeah, location played a big part of it, but it also uh, it also didn't really do as much for me as I thought. Like I said, I mean, I thought that that a lot of the people that went here were gonna be living near me, and that just didn't happen. So that was a little sad that I couldn't be you know in my neighborhood with all the people that I go to school with. But I mean, it didn't end up uh, making any kind of problem for me. But yeah, location does play a big part of it. I don't want to go somewhere where I have to, spend wake up 40 extra minutes early in the morning. I don't want to have it be like a super big pain to get home at night after school. Especially if I had sports or whatever. And now I work a job. I have to get back at 3. I have to get to work at 3. So it's like, I wouldn't want to we were like rushing back from whatever St. Ignatius or whatever, and having to you know not be able to get home first and just go straight there. And so yeah, location. It's nice to be close to where you have to go every day. All right, so the Mount Carmel Brotherhood for me, I mean, I think they do kind of oversell it a little bit, which obviously institutions are going to oversell their selling points, and that's fine. Um, and but there is like something to it. I'd say that there is a brotherhood. I have a lot of friends here, and even though I didn't know a lot of them going in here, I only knew like 2 people going to Carmel. I thought I would know more because I live right down the street. But um, I thought that it was going to be a whole lot of people, and it wasn't. And it was fine though. I thought that was going to be a big problem, but I still made a whole lot of friends, and I think that really shows the brotherhood here. Um, that like even though people can come from different backgrounds, people come from different areas, people grow up differently, they can still be friends here because everyone's equal here. There's no like, oh, he dresses like that. Like, I don't like how he dresses. That's weird. It's like, no, it's all fine. We all have to wear the same thing, and at a certain point, we all kind of not become the same person, but we all learn how to act in accordance with uh, the kind of culture that we have here at Mount Carmel. And so not only is do people kind of learn how to act a little bit where they might not at public school, but they learn how to be with each other. They learn how to be with people who are the same, and I think that's pretty valuable. Um, I'm going to the University of Minnesota, Twin Cities, the flagship of the Minnesota system. And I'm going to study economics there. But really, my goal is my uncle over there on my dad's side has a pretty successful accounting firm, and the kind of goal is to get a little bit of experience at the University of Minnesota and either go straight into some kind of internship or even like an entry level job at my uncle's accounting firm, or I'll try to get an internship there and get them to pay for me to go to graduate school, and then I'll either get a higher level position at his accounting firm, or I can take any of the other options that may be given to me or that I will have to look out for. But it's a Big Ten school, so I'm pretty sure that opportunities will open up for me. Um, so the reason I chose Mount Carmel is, freshman year I went to Kenwood Academy. That was my area high school, and it really just wasn't the place for me. And I was looking to transfer, and this was the only other high school in the area that was really viable for me. And a lot of my friends from when I was a kid, they went to Ignatius or they went to those Tustin public schools because Hyde Park is a really educated place, and we all went to technical schools and gifted centers and stuff like that. And so a lot of them went on to those higher level schools, but that really wasn't a place for me either. I couldn't really didn't think I could really hack it there. So Mount Carmel was definitely the best place for me. And also, I always wanted to play baseball, and this gave me a pretty good avenue to do that. So yeah, that's. Well, originally freshman year, I went to Kenwood Academy, and it really just wasn't the place for me. And the only other high school that was really viable near here was Mount Carmel. And um, when I was in middle school, I don't know, I went to technical school. I went to, you know, all the good gifted centers, all the places where people who went to like Jones, St. Ignatius, like test in public schools in the, yeah. All right. Hi, my name is Louis Cheney. I'm a senior at Mount Carmel High School, and I live about 8 minutes north of here in Hyde Park. Hi, my name is Louis Cheney. I'm a senior at Mount Carmel High School, and I live in Hyde Park, just up there.
I would say the brotherhood, the community here, and it's funny because I'm a woman, so brotherhood, right? But you just feel very welcome right away, even as a woman coming in. I the first day I came here to visit for an interview, I just immediately felt like I wanted to be part of it. You know, the closeness. I mean, I know that at the end of the day, right? There's your guys are students and teenagers or whatever, but just their level of respect that I've been shown, the way I'm treated here by the students, and while I've had good experiences at my other two high schools I've worked at, here it's just something special. It's a different feeling. So I think the thing I like the most about assisting students with their college choice and the whole process is I get to see them as they're making that transition from, like, in this case, because we're all young men, from young men into that first step of their adulthood. And it is a very big decision. It's an important one, and just being part of their whole thought process and planning process, I feel like they're going to take those skills with them, and it's going to just help them in life later on. And so I feel really fortunate and really lucky to be able to be part of those like journeys with students. And it just I love to see other people happy, and it's one of the best parts, right? Sometimes you struggle throughout all of high school, things like that, but at the end, when you get to pick what you're going to do next, like, you're usually very excited, right? So it's nice to just get to see that part. So I started working on the college side of education as an advisor, and I met some people from a specific Catholic high school called Cristo Rey, and they talked to me about a job opening, and I was considering moving to high school. So I went there, and I loved it because mostly my main interest has always been like college access and helping students get into college. So that was a great opportunity to work with younger students even before they got to the college side. So once I got there, I realized like that there was no turning back. Like, I wanted to work with this age group. And so once I had to leave that job for location reasons and things like that, I was lucky enough to stumble on to Mount Carmel, and I love it. Okay. Hi, I'm Mrs. Miguez. I'm one of the school counselors here at Mount Carmel.
That's a good question, Mr. Russo. It's probably the best question I've had. Thanks, Stu. I just think there's some. I mean, I came to Mount Carmel as an outsider. I came in from being downstate and moved up here. And at first, it was kind of hard to fit in, because there's so many different people, and then people are coming from the north side, the south side, and from Indiana. But that ends up being our strength because you have so many different people here, and we all come from different directions, and we begin to call this home. And then that whole aspect of brotherhood, where it's kind of hard your freshman year, but by the time, like, you guys you get to that senior year and you realize I have a core group of brothers here that's going to last me my whole life. So I think that's a real value. So probably my most challenging and most favorable, Jude, was being the athletic director for all those years. Because I took over a department that was very successful, but I feel like I brought a certain level of professionalism to it and brought in some good coaching, was instrumental in getting the stadium built here. So it was most challenging and most rewarding. Over the years, I've had 3 major jobs. One, assistant director of advancement, where I raised a lot of money for the school, or I raised some money under the leadership of David Lenti. Then I was athletic director for 13 years, which was very challenging because it's a 7-day, 24-hour job year round. And now I moved back into what I originally did prior to coming to Mount Carmel into counseling.
Go ahead.
My name is Dan LeCount. I've been at Mount Carmel High School since October 1st, 1999. So this is my 25th year.